leader must know his troops. I smile, the expression almost paternal, but with a hint of danger lurking beneath the surface.
Last we left off, the party was still investigating who was responsible for the vandalism taking place at both the Tianmo noodle stall and the Zungun family fish market. The party had asked some of the vendors what they knew. It seems that everyone around the market was fairly tight-lipped and didn't want to reveal anything to outsiders. After using some intimidation, learned that there is something called the Market Games, hosted by a couple of the vendors, and completing in these games allows for the party to gain renown, which may help them get into information. The party first takes place in Madame Silk's vendor-hosted challenge of hide and seek, where she hides caterpillars in a large abandoned basement-like structure. The party, using investigation and Kaitlyn's animal handling, were successful at completing this challenge. So before you guys can celebrate too much, you're interrupted by news and rumors and murmurs of gossip going on in the night market. From what you've gathered and what you've overheard in the crowd, 24 vanilla buns are missing from Vada's otherworldly goods stall. Not the vanilla buns.
Not the vanilla buns!
Igawa Asagi raises an eyebrow at this travesty and decides that her stealth skills will help the party further into finding the culprit behind the chaos in the night market.
Nodding in agreement, I give Igawa Asagi my support. Sounds like a plan, Miss Asagi. You sneak in unnoticed and gather any information you can find.
Homelander scoffs, slightly irritated by the notion. You really think sneaking around will prove fruitful? He grunts, crossing his arms impatiently. Make quick work of it, though, Homelander says with a tired sigh, seemingly losing interest already. He becomes distracted by a passerby walking a small lizard on a leash, sizing it up with his obvious superhuman strength. He smirks at the tiny creature, imagining effortlessly crushing it, before returning his gaze to the group.
Igawa Asagi quietly rolls her eyes at Homelander's impatient attitude. No need to worry, big brother, Asagi reassures Homelander in a playful tone, gently running a hand over his suit.
Big brother?
Yeah.
I love it.
That's good stuff, huh? I knew you'd like that specifically. All right, so let's get our little dice simulator up here. All right, so Igawa rolls a 5 plus her 5, which gets her a 10. Igawa is able to stealthily check out the stall, Vada's otherworldly goods stall. She finds that there is a trail of powdered sugar leading back to Tianmo Noodle Bowl. That's where you guys all started.
That's where we started.
Yeah.
Igawa Asagi follows the faint trail of powdered sugar from Vada's otherworldly goods stall. Her senses heightened as her eyes dart around the bustling night market. Her nimble fingers trace along the edge of the counter at Tianmo Noodle Stall, searching for any signs of disturbance.
Harry watches attentively as Igawa expertly maneuvers through the crowded marketplace, her movements almost imperceptible. His eyes follow her every step, observing her every move. When she returns, he looks at her expectantly. So, did you find anything? Any leads? He asks, hoping for any clue that could lead them to the thief. His gaze flicks to the trail of powdered sugar she brings along. This powdered sugar, could it mean that whoever stole the buns used it as a distraction or something?
She brings the whole trail. A distraction? No. It's the trail. Follow the trail.
Yeah, we're following the trail.
I like how he brought back the trail with her.
Upon noticing the powdered sugar trail leading back to Tianmo Noodle Stall, Homelander raises an eyebrow, seemingly intrigued by the discovery. Quite the peculiar find, isn't it? He says to the party, the faint smirk on his lips revealing his intrigue. As the group discusses the possible connection between the two stalls, Homelander leans casually against the wall, crossing his arms and adopting an air of nonchalance. However, the wheels in his mind are already turning, piecing together the clues like a puzzle. He interjects. It seems we have stumbled upon a lead worth investigating. We shall pay a visit to Tianmo and have a little chat with him, wouldn't you agree? With a determined gaze, he straightens up. ready to move forward with the plan.
He likes this. He's been bored the whole time. Now we got powdered sugar in the mix. He's in there.
Good.
He's like, there might be milk.
With the no vanilla buns.
Yeah.
Those bastards!
Who, Tianmo?
Yeah.
You're just blaming Tianmo now? You haven't even investigated Tianmo.
I mean, that's where the trail's leading.
It does lead there, you're right. Is this case closed then? It's Tianmo noodles?
No, we have to go and investigate them and have Homelander do his intimidation.
So you're suggesting that you threaten Lamai Tianmo.
Yeah, look at that bitch.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, let's do it.
Lamai Tianmo, you want to intimidate her. You guys go back to the Tianmo noodle stand, oddly enough, where you started. Lamai Tianmo, the gnome that was originally chasing the kobold for stealing the...
Leeks?
Was it leeks, garlic, or onions? I just remember Homelander lasering them.
Yes.
That's the only part I remember. I don't remember what they were. It was the gnome that was chasing the kobold that stole from her stall. You go to her stall. You show her the trail of powdered sugar leading to it and say that there were 12 sticky buns stolen from Vada's otherworldly goods.
Yeah.
And you wanted Homelander to intimidate her.
Yes, I do.
Let's go ahead and roll. He rolled a 13 plus his intimidation.
Watching as Kaitlyn and Homelander head towards Tianmo Noodles, Harry braces himself for the confrontation. Seeing his teammates' high roll on the intimidation check, Harry can't help but feel a surge of confidence in their abilities to handle the situation. "Alright, let's see if we can get some answers from her," he murmurs under his breath, steeling himself for the encounter.
He's like an abused, like a kid who's like has like an angry parent and he's always like flinching.
He was abused as
Igawa Asagi watches as Homelander strides confidently toward Tianmo Noodles, her heart pounding in her chest.
Any chance she has to mention her chest, she does. Yeah.
She follows closely behind, her eyes darting between Homelander and the anxious shopkeeper, Lamai Tianmo. As Homelander displays his imposing presence and intimidating demeanor, she can't help but feel a mix of concern and arousal. She quickly suppresses the latter emotion, refocusing on the task at hand.
She's getting
a little frisky.
She's getting a little worked up over homie.
She's like, oh god.
oh god, oh homie, oh baby, oh god. Yes. Oh god, when your eyes turn red, baby, oh god, you got this dog barking.
So funny.
Roof. Roof.
That's to be her doing it too.
Homelander nods at Kaitlyn's suggestion, a smirk appearing on his lips as he agrees with her plan. He steps forward confidently, approaching the nervous-looking proprietor of Tianmo Noodles. With a firm gaze, he stares directly into Lamai Tianmo's eyes, projecting an air of authority that leaves the poor female gnome trembling. "Lamai," Homelander begins, leaning in slightly, "I understand you've had a recent issue with vandalism at your establishment. Perhaps you've caught the attention of someone who doesn't appreciate your success." Homelander lets the words hang in the air, letting the implications settle in. "As someone who values hard work and dedication, I advise you to cooperate with us fully. We're here to help, but make no mistake. We won't hesitate to get our hands dirty." His voice carries a tone of warning, a thinly veiled threat that leaves no doubt in Lamai's mind about Homelander's intentions. Even if they're here to help, the sheer force of Homelander's personality is enough to make others bend to his will.
As Lamai Tianmo stammers and pleads for mercy under Homelander's gaze, Igawa steps forward, her voice steady and firm. "Please, Mr. Tianmo, we mean no harm. We simply seek the truth," she says, placing a calming hand on his shoulder. Her eyes flicker to the terrified shopkeeper and then to Homelander. "We understand that you're afraid, but we're here to help. Please, tell us what you know about the missing buns and the vandal who targeted your stalls," she coaxes gently, her words dripping with sincerity.
The D&D Beyond thing looks like the X video symbol.
It does.
And I'm like, oh god, my embarrassment on full display. It's just D&D, which was also my embarrassment.
It is.
All right. Okay, so Lamai Tianmo brings up the fact that she was one of the ones who offered you guys a reward of unlimited food for solving the case.
Right.
Why would I offer you guys a reward and encourage you to investigate this case if I was that responsible? Whoever led that trail of dust here is trying to point the finger at me. and it's probably Kusa Zangun.
And who's that?
She's the seafood lady, the kobold seafood lady. So
Gotcha.
Kusa Zangun is the proprietor of Zangun's Seafood, who was the kobold that was the son being chased because he blamed them for vandalizing their stall. So it's just a constant back and forth.
Igawa Asagi regards Lamai Tayenmo as she shares her suspicions. So, you believe the trail of evidence was intentionally laid to frame you. That makes sense, she muses, her fingers lightly tracing shapes on the table as she ponders.
She says,
It's the Pepper Brothers.
It's the Pepper Brothers? You mean the Spicy Brothers?
Oh, the Spicy Brothers, you're right.
Pepper Brothers.
Speaking of the Pepper Brothers, the Spicy Brothers, now you got me saying it. Speaking of the Spicy Brothers, Kasem, what's his name? Arun? Kasem Spice? Spice Boy? Spice Boy.
Spice Boy number 1, Spice Boy number 2.
Doesn't say his last name. Is it Arun? Where the fuck? Arun. Speaking of the Spicy Brothers, Kasen Arun introduces himself to you.
Oh.
He says, my name is Kasen Arun. I work at the Spicy Brothers stall. We sell spicy peppers and any number of spices that will make your food unbelievable in experience. He smiles and offers his hand out to your party.
I will shake the Spicy Bro's hand.
Okay.
And I will ask him, has he seen... what will I ask him? I will ask him, what is his theory on the vandalism?
Yeah, that's absolutely good.
Interesting, I say, glancing at the others, a smirk creeping onto my face.
There's that smirk again.
Yeah.
Smirks all day with this guy.
Vanilla bun dust? That's quite a clever touch. And a kobold named Kusa Zangun? Rivalry does sound like a motive. We'll add that to our list of suspects.
Just her being a kobold's motive enough for him. He's like, yep, that's her.
it.
Turning my attention to Kasemaroon, I extend my hand and give him a firm shake. The Spicy Brothers, you must have some excellent cuisine here. Maybe we'll drop by once this matter is resolved. We're not just protecting the businesses here, but maintaining the trust and confidence of the people in us.
She turns to Kasemaroon, the co-owner of Spicy Brothers' stall, and offers a warm smile. Extending her hand, she greets him with a friendly handshake. It's a pleasure to meet you, Kasem. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this matter. Mayhaps we'll work together to solve this mystery, she says warmly, her eyes twinkling with anticipation.
Harry's gaze shifts to Kasemaroon as he steps forward, extending his hand. Nice to meet you, sir, Harry says sincerely, clasping the man's hand. It seems like you have valuable insight into this situation. We're open to hearing any other information you might have about the events going on in this market.
He greets you all with a warm figure. Quick description of Kasem. He wears a flashy green shirt with a high collar and gold filigree trim, designed to look like hot peppers. He has a nice warm smile, matching the Spicy Brothers name. He tells you guys that what this is market politics, and this has been going on for generations. The Tayenmo family and the Zangun family have always been bitter rivals. They've always been colliding with each other ever since Lamai Tayenmo's grandfather started a stall at the marketplace. They've always been rivals. Kasem says he's happy to give you guys a tour and to talk about the various stalls, if you would like.
So, just a quick question.
Yes.
What if we just destroyed both stalls? Would that end the conflict in the politics?
Yeah, I assume it would.
And kill the people involved with the stalls? Would
Yeah.
that just end it?
It would, yeah. I mean, that's an ending.
It is an ending. I'm just curious.
Nobody would be there to give you a reward, and
No.
everybody would probably hate you.
We don't want that. Okay, cool.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, sure, you can do it. You can do whatever you want.
want-
That's what's
yeah.
awesome about D&D. You want to go villain arc, you can.
No, I
and I'm
was
pretty
just
sure
curious.
Homelander would just laser everything to absolute dust and be very
done.
happy about it.
Okay. Can I ask I'm gonna ask him if he knows why the
Rivalry.
Yeah, why did that start?
Their rivalry goes back before he had a stall there. By the time him and his brother were established, building off of their own father's stall, which still wasn't theirs back as far as Tianmo noodles or Zangoon fish food.
Yeah.
They already had a strict rivalry.
Right. So, is there anyone in the market who does know?
Kasem begins to take you guys around the night market, which is built up of hundreds of temporary stalls, tents, and vendor carts with all sorts of different items and wonders. At this point, it's nighttime. The sun has set, so the market is lit up by candles and torches and unnatural light. He goes into some detail about the Zangoon and Tianmo families who've always had a complicated relationship. While their trades and relationships to the Dinsing night market differ, their stubbornness and intense family loyalty are the same. Both believe that they're paragons of what a night market merchant should be, while also believing the other family has been jealously sabotaging them for years.
Wow.
Despite this, the current heads of the two families, Lamai Tianmo and Kusa Zangoon, have vowed not to continue what is now a multi-generational rivalry. But in the recent weeks, thefts and vandalism targeting both family businesses have rekindled old suspicions.
It's the Spicy Brothers. Continue.
Okay, thanks. Don't interrupt me.
Wow.
I have big problems.
Oh no.
As Kasem takes you around the night market, he shows you some of the notable stalls. Madame Culp's Silk, something that you are familiar with because you participated in her game, sells luxurious silk garments for no less than 50 gold apiece. He takes you past his stall, the Spicy Brothers stall, which sells spices, peppers, and spicy dishes like the cucumber fire smoothies and honey glazed hot chips for 5 silver pieces each.
Sounds delicious.
'Tis. The Trusty Leek, a street food cart specializing in bite-sized and skewered seafood dishes. It relocates regularly throughout the evening, so it moves around the night market.
Nice.
Tianmo Noodles, which I believe you've had a chance to partake in, offers vegetarian noodle bowls made with handmade noodles and fresh green tree beans for 1 gold piece. Vada's Otherworldly Goods, which had recently been stolen of sticky buns. This shop sells pastries and desserts for a silver piece each. The signature vanilla bun is made from a secret family recipe and sells for 2 gold pieces. It's a pricey vanilla bun.
Yeah, it is.
Va's Lucky Amulets hawks a mixture of charms and curios, the most popular being Monkey's Bane charms and Owl's Wing rings, both of which are said to fend off sickness and animal attacks.
Wait, I was trying to figure out what would be considered an animal attack, because aren't some of these creatures animals?
So in the world of D&D, it would be animals as we understand them, the mundane beasts, wolves, bears, dogs, wild dogs, hyenas even. Maybe an eagle attacks you, I don't know.
Gotcha.
Basic animals, basic beasts.
Gotcha.
All these things are kind of variable, up to the players, up to the DM. And lastly, Zangoon Family Seafood, a kobold-owned food vendor that sells fish cakes, fresh whaling slug, diamond-throated carp, and shimmering vampire fish for 1 gold apiece. He talks briefly about the market games, which he considers to be this vapid tradition created to provide cheap thrills. His brother, V, does host a market game, as you've heard of, and he says, do it if you want, if you want cheap kicks or thrills. But it is getting late, and I must return to my stall. Is there anything that I can do for you guys before I depart?
I'm just a little frustrated, you know what I mean?
Watch it. Watch yourself. This is a family-friendly show.
It is.
And I'm not going to have that type of talk.
As Kasem concludes the tour, Harry processes all the information gathered. Well, it seems like we've learned a lot from our tour with Kasem. Before he departs, I think it would be wise to ask him about the specific damage done to the Zangoon fish food stall, and if he might have any information about the rivalry between the Spicy Brothers and the Sungoon family? Harry asks.
Kasem has no rivalry with them. Shame on you, Harry. Is irritated by the suggestion that he has any type of rivalry with the Zangoon family. The Spicy Brothers get along with all of the vendors and have a stellar reputation in the night market.
Harry's expression changes to one of understanding as Kasem clarifies the situation. I apologize if I offended you, Kasem, Harry says sincerely. It's clear that the Spicy Brothers enjoy a good reputation in the night market. Perhaps the issue lies elsewhere?
Igawa Asagi listens intently as Kasem shares his insights about the market games, her brow furrowing in understanding. As the tour concludes, she turns to Kasem. A vapid tradition, you say? Perhaps, but it's precisely these cheap thrills that might lead us to our culprit, she muses. She pauses, considering her next words carefully. Kasem, can you tell us more about the vendors who might stand to gain from these misdirections? Are there any in particular who seem suspicious or unusually enthusiastic about the market games? She asks. Igawa's fingers drum against her thigh as she waits for Kasem's response.
That's good. That's good. Kasem ponders for a moment on Igawa's question before stating, the market games have been a popular tradition whether I like them or not. I suppose I cannot think of anyone in particular who seems to gain anything, besides, of course, Zangoon or Tianmo. Well, they're a rivalry. They're trying to defeat each other's business.
Thank you for the tour, Kasem. It was enlightening to see the variety of goods available here. I must say, I'm particularly interested in the market games you seem to view as trivial. Perhaps there's more to them than meets the eye. I gaze at him, my eyes lingering on his. It's not just about the games themselves, but what they might reveal about the vendors and their connections. I'm sure you're aware that we're investigating the recent vandalism. If there's anything you've observed or overheard that might be relevant to our inquiry, I encourage you to share it. Your assistance would be greatly appreciated. I smile, attempting to put him at ease, while also maintaining the air of authority and respect due to his position as a co-owner of the Spicy Brothers.
And with that, Kasem departs. But it is now late at night. It is essentially bedtime, which means you guys need to find lodging.
Oh, yeah? Wow. Where is it?
Hold on.
Okay.
So there's different types of lodging in Dungeons and Dragons, depending on how much you guys want to spend.
Oh.
Now, due to the fact that you're on a sort of, let's just say, government mission, you are given a stipend, which allows you to get modest conditioned rooms. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and pull up what exactly that means. So you could spend less or more, and depending on how much you spend, it could have different effects. Squalid, poor, modest, wealthy, aristocratic. DMs use this stuff, some don't.
Okay.
I think it's an interesting way you can use it to gain reputation, notoriety with the wealthy people, lose reputation with the poor people, reverse that, etc. But you guys are given a stipend for modest services, food, and lodging rendered. All right, I'm going to describe to you the hotel lodging. There's the Crystal Oasis Inn, a luxurious and opulent inn nestled in the heart of the Radiant Citadel. The Crystal Oasis Inn is the beacon of luxury and comfort. Its grand crystal chandeliers illuminate the marble floors, reflecting the splendor surrounding the city. The Forge Keeper's Lodge, rustic and cozy, tucked away in a quieter district of the Radiant Citadel. The Forge Keeper's Lodge exudes warmth and charm. Built from sturdy timber and adorned with intricate carvings depicting ancient heroes, this lodge offers a rustic retreat for weary travelers. And the Celestial Spire Hotel, modern and futuristic, rising high above the bustling streets of the Radiant Citadel. The Celestial Spire Hotel stands as a testament to innovation and technology. Its sleek glass facade and holographic displays welcome guests into a world of cutting-edge design and comfort.
I like the second one.
Okay, let's so you're voting number 2. Let's have the party vote as well, and then we'll see.
That's exactly what I was thinking about when you said it was time to go to bed. I was like, oh yeah, what are we going to do?
Oh god, Baldur's Gate 3.
After considering the options, I decide that the Forge Keeper's Lodge sounds like the most fitting place for our party to stay. I think we should choose the Forge Keeper's Lodge, I suggest. It seems like a cozy and welcoming place to rest our heads after a long day of exploring the night market. Plus, the rustic charm might be just what we need to unwind and recharge for the next day's adventures. I look around at the others, hoping they agree with my choice.
I said that first, Harry. He did.
I stroll through the options, my hand absently running over the Gold Eagle's shoulder pauldrons, a hint of disdain playing on my lips as I take in the opulence of the Crystal Oasis Inn. This place reeks of excess, a flashy display of wealth for the vainglorious. I pause, considering the Forge Keeper's Lodge, my expression softening slightly. Now this has a certain charm to it.
Yes!
Forge Keeper.
Rustic, cozy, and it speaks to the heart of the adventurer. I nod decisively. We'll take the Forge Keeper's Lodge. It's about time we get back to our roots, away from the pretentiousness of the elite. I glance at the party, awaiting their agreement. And besides, it'll be nice to have a fire crackling in the hearth, and a warm meal served with a smile. Let's get settled in. Then we can discuss our plan of action in the morning. I start walking towards the entrance of the Forge Keeper's Lodge, my movements confident and commanding. Follow me, party. Our night of rest awaits.
He really likes that one.
Yeah, well, let's ask Igawa. I might, it's not going to be up to her, but we're going to ask her anyways.
We're going to ask her anyways.
Igawa Asagi surveys the three options, her eyes scanning each description with interest. Her gaze lingers on the Crystal Oasis Inn, her fingers brushing against her chin as she considers the luxurious amenities. But then she shifts her attention to the Forge Keeper's Lodge, her heart warming to the cozy rustic atmosphere. After a moment of deliberation, she turns to her companions with a decision. Friends, I propose we stay at the Forge Keeper's Lodge. There's something about its warmth and charm that speaks to me. Her voice warm with conviction. Besides, after spending the day exploring the market, we deserve a place that feels like a home away from home. She glances at Art for approval. Master, do you think this is a suitable choice for our party? Her eyes sparkling with anticipation.
We all just agreed? Wow.
Every party member agrees on entering the Forge Keeper's Lodge. After the party arrives, they are escorted to a nice room, which contains a warm iron bath behind a curtain, a comfortable rug in front of a fireplace, and 4 small beds. A cozy window with its curtain drawn looks out into the Radiant Citadel streets, now quiet with the night.
Igawa Asagi's eyes light up with delight as she steps into the room. Ah! This is perfection! She exclaims, her voice filled with appreciation for the cozy atmosphere. She approaches the fireplace, running her hand over the rough stone as she examines the dancing flames. Her gaze then falls upon the warm iron bath, and a playful smile spreads across her face.
Oh, God,
Yes.
no!
Yes.
I think I'll start by relieving some of the tension from the day, she says, as she begins to remove her armor. Asagi gestures to the beds. Friends, feel free to make yourselves at home. I'll be right back. Disappearing behind the curtain to indulge in her bath. As the warm water envelops her, she lets out a contented sigh, her muscles relaxing as she leans back against the side of the tub. She closes her eyes, the sound of the crackling fire and the gentle lapping of the water against her skin, lulling her into a state of tranquility. After a few moments of blissful relaxation, she opens her eyes, a mischievous glint sparkling in their depths. Master, she calls out, her voice echoing through the room. Do you have a particular request for how I should conclude my bath? She asks, her voice dripping with seduction.
Oh my God.
I'm jumping in there. Tell her that.
Hold on.
I want to see.
Excuse me.
I want to see what she says.
Excuse
please.
me. We already got Homelander's response.
I let out a contented sigh. My eyes scan the room with approval. Ah, this is more like it. I stroll across the room. Comfort and practicality, finally. I turn to the party. Now, let's get one thing straight. I'll be taking the largest bed. It's only fitting, considering my stature and importance. I wink at the group. A playful challenge implicit in my words. The rest of you can fight over the remaining 3. I, for one, plan on enjoying a long, hot bath to soothe my muscles. I glance around the room, ensuring everyone is settled in before turning towards the bath. I'll see you all in the morning, refreshed and ready to tackle our investigation. I roll up my sleeves and step behind the curtain.
You said bath.
I did, and they're just...
Yes.
I knew Igawa, but
We're all going to take a bath, and
Harry's not allowed.
Harry's not allowed. He's going to bed.
Harry, you're going straight to bed.
Straight to bed.
So real quick, let me loop in Harry and also tell him he's going straight to bed.
Straight to bed.
Harry, your ass is going straight to bed. Don't even peek.
Don't even peek.
Don't peek. Don't you peek now.
I watch as the others settle in, grateful for the warmth and comfort. I decide to claim one of the smaller beds, not wanting to challenge Homelander's claim to the largest one. As I settle in, I take a moment to reflect on the events of the day, trying to piece together the clues we've gathered so far. I think we should keep an eye on the Zongoon fish food stall tomorrow, I suggest aloud, hoping someone will hear me and respond. It seems likely that whoever is behind the vandalism will strike again soon. I glance over at the others, hoping to spark a conversation about our plans for the next day.
Harry's just innocent baby.
Yeah, he's innocent baby. So what I'll do is I see Igawa running to the bath. I'm like, no, me first. So I race her.
Okay.
Igawa Asagi's eyes pop open as she hears Kaitlyn's enthusiastic declaration. She turns to face her teammate, a smile spreading across her face. "Ah, Kaitlyn," she says with a chuckle. "You're as eager as ever, aren't you?" She gestures to the bath. "Be my guest. Take a needed soak. I can wait my turn." As Kaitlyn hurries to claim the bath, Igawa chuckles to herself, her eyes never leaving her friend. She can't help but find Kaitlyn's enthusiasm infectious. Her musings are interrupted by Kaitlyn's laughter, followed by the sound of water splashing. Igawa's gaze drifts back to the bath, her smile growing as her mind wanders. "Enjoy your bath, my dear," she says, her voice low and husky. She pauses, a mischievous glint appearing in her eyes. "Perhaps I'll join you soon if you don't mind?" she asks, her voice dripping with seduction.
Homelander.
I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Yeah. Getting a little fucking... Oh, God. I'm getting a little worked up with all this, man.
Igawa Asagi's eyes sparkle with amusement as she watches Kaitlyn's enthusiastic beckoning. She can't resist the invitation, her gaze locked on Kaitlyn's as she steps into the bathtub. The warm water envelops her, and she lets out a contented sigh. She leans back against the side of the tub, her eyes never leaving Kaitlyn's as she begins to wash herself, her movements slow and deliberate. "It's been a while since I've shared a bath with someone," she says, her voice low and husky. She pauses, her gaze drifting down to Kaitlyn's form, and a spark of desire ignites within her. "Perhaps we could make this bath a bit more interesting," she suggests. She reaches out, her hand lightly brushing against Kaitlyn's thigh as she speaks. "What do you say, my dear?"
Okay, now I need Homelander to come in.
Hold on.
Please.
Greedy.
I chuckle, the sound echoing off the stone walls of the bathroom. Ah, the enthusiasm of youth. I concede the bath area. Well, I suppose you two can have your fun, for now. I shoot at Gala and Kaitlyn a sidelong glance. But don't think you'll be getting any favors from me, I said with a wink. I turn to Harry, who is already settling into one of the beds. "Ah, Harry, my young apprentice." I approach him, place my hand on his shoulder. "You seem deep in thought." I lower my voice. "Care to share what's on your mind?" I lean in closer, my breath warm against his ear.
Oh, no.
"After all, a leader must know his troops." I smile, the expression almost paternal, but with a hint of danger lurking beneath the surface.
I just like to imagine he just steps out from behind the curtain butt-ass naked. He's like leans into Harry.
Yes. Yes. That's so funny.
I think I should get to know my troops a little bit, huh?
I feel a slight shiver run down my spine as Homelander's breath tickles my ear, but I try to maintain my composure. "Just trying to piece together everything we've learned today," I reply, my voice steady. "It seems like there's a lot more going on beneath the surface of this market than we initially thought, and I'm not sure we're quite grasping it all yet." I look up at Homelander, meeting his gaze, but I have faith that we'll figure it out together, as a team. I smile, trying to convey my confidence in our abilities. "And I'm grateful for your leadership in this matter, Homelander. Your guidance has been invaluable thus far." I glance over at the others, who seem to be oblivious to our conversation. "Perhaps we should get some rest. We have a big day tomorrow," I suggest, trying to steer the conversation back to more light-hearted topics.
What's the drawing gonna be for this video? It's
Like-
gonna be you two in the bath together and Homelander like making Harry very uncomfortable.
Like backing him.
I
in the
imagine he
corner.
just has a towel around his waist.
Yes.
I appreciate your confidence in me, I say, my voice low and gravelly. I glance around the room, making sure that Igawa and Kaitlyn are still taking their bath before focusing back on Harry. But let's not forget, we're not just a team. We are a family. And families stick together no matter what. I pause for a moment. My eyes bore into Harry's soul. And I'm not just talking about quests. I'm talking about dealing with our personal demons as well. My voice takes on a slightly menacing tone, but my words are laced with a hint of vulnerability. So, Harry, tell me, what personal demons do you think you're struggling with right now? I lean in closer. I'm here to help you, Harry, just as you're here to help me. My hand reaches out, gently brushing the hair off of Harry's face.
Oh God, you.
We're in this together. I pull back, my expression softening, but my eyes remain intense. Now let's get some rest. We have a big day ahead of us. I stand up, towering over Harry, my presence imposing and commanding.
No, I don't know.
That's the most
what it sounds
terrifying
like.
thing I've
Yes.
ever seen.
Oh my god.
That's horrifying. And I'm impressed. Jesus Christ, that's the most terrifying thing I've ever had happen. I really didn't think we'd go that direction with this. That's terrifying shit. Well, with all of that happening, I'd say you guys get a good 8 hours of rest. And we should probably call it there. I have a lot of editing to do.
Yeah.
A lot. Very careful editing. I don't know how I'm going to make this into anything, but, you know, we'll see. There'll be an audience, I guarantee you that. All right, well,
Oh god.
let's cut here. Next time.